I'm here at CES 2025 hunting for the best products that this show has to offer. That is a monumental task because this show is massive. It is the biggest consumer electronics show in the world. So there are thousands upon thousands of products to see. But we were determined, so we went and narrowed it down to 16 of the best of CES 2025 across smartwatches, smartphones, tablets, and more. So let's jump right in with the best products at CES 2025. We are Android Authority after all, so of course one of our favorite things from this show was the Android phone, the TCL 60 XE NXTPAPER 5G. That's a really long name, but it's a really simple phone. It has this unique thing on it, which is the NXTPAPER key. When you tap this key, you go into what's called Max Ink mode, which is a battery-saving e-ink style mode for the display. This allows you to, of course, save a lot of battery power, but also read things a lot better, just like you would on something like a Amazon Kindle. The TCL 60 XE NXTPAPER 5G is also incredibly cheap at just $200, and it's coming to the United States, which is a first for any TCL phone with a NXTPAPER key. So get excited about that if you live in the US. A really exciting product this year was the Lenovo Legion Go, powered by SteamOS. We've seen plenty of gaming handhelds launched over the past year since we saw the Steam Deck launch, but most of those have been powered by Windows. The Lenovo Legion Go S is the first to have SteamOS that's not a Steam Deck. This is great news for people who really like the idea of the Steam Deck, but don't quite like the design of the Steam Deck itself. For example, if you like offset sticks, the Steam Deck doesn't have offset sticks, but the Lenovo Legion Go S does. So now you have options and you still get to keep that SteamOS experience. Companies love to launch concept products at CES, and we saw that from XGIMI with its unique Ascend product. This is basically a piece of furniture that can turn into a complete home theater system, complete with a rising projector screen, a projector built into the unit itself, and 2 sets of Harman Kardon speakers. This is just a concept product though, so don't expect to be able to buy this, but you never know because sometimes those concept products become actual products, so stay tuned for that one. Smart rings have been all the rage over the past few years, especially with Samsung finally stepping in with the Galaxy Ring, but one of the coolest things we saw here at CES 2025 was the Circular Ring 2. Now, this looks like just any other smart ring, but one thing sets it apart from all the others, which is a digital sizing system. That's right, instead of ordering a physical kit to figure out how big of a ring you should buy, you can now do it digitally right on your smartphone. This is a huge step forward for the smart ring market, and we're really excited about seeing how well Circular does on the market up against the other players such as Samsung and of course the Oura Ring. Next up, we have 2 products that are getting one award, which is the OnePlus 13 and the OnePlus 13R. Now, these phones didn't officially launch at CES because they actually launched in China back in December, but they went global here at CES. These are stupendous flagship phones, with the OnePlus 13 packing pretty much everything you could want from a premium Android phone. Meanwhile, the OnePlus 13R has last year's chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and a couple of reduced specs to keep the price down, but it's going to have a flagship-like experience for a much lower price. The OnePlus 13 and the OnePlus 13R are available now, so be sure to check them out. CES is always filled with tons of televisions, but only a few actually stood out at this show, and one of them was LG's 4K True Wireless QNED TV. Now, we've seen True Wireless TVs before. A True Wireless TV has a box that you plug everything into, and then it beams all the information to the TV, allowing you to not have to plug directly into the television. The television still has power, so it has one cable, but everything else is just beamed to it wirelessly. The QNED TV is the first time LG has brought this wireless technology to a lower price TV instead of its very, very high-end OLED TVs. It's also the first time that you can put the box inside or underneath furniture and still get a crystal clear wireless reception between it and the television. The LG 4K True Wireless QNED TV is going to be available soon, so be sure to check it out if you're looking for a new television. We didn't see too many tablets here at CES 2025, but we did see one, which was the TCL NXTPAPER 11 Plus. This is very notable because it's the first product from TCL with NXTPAPER 4.0, which is the latest iteration of its very unique anti anti-glare display technology. TCL showed us that the display is crisper, has better contrast ratio, and has more vibrant colors than ever before, which is really exciting because although the anti-glare display technology is super cool, it does tend to mute the colors a little bit. But this tablet looks better than ever. We are super excited to see this hit the market, but unfortunately TCL wouldn't tell us when it's coming out nor how much it would cost, but stay tuned because I'm sure we're going to find out that information in the next few weeks. Some things happen at CES that you just think, wow, that is super cool, and this is one of them. This is the Roborock Saros Z70. So on the outside it looks just like any other robo vacuum that you've seen, but it has a robotic arm that comes out of the top. This robotic arm can pick up big objects and move them around. AI can even identify what that object is so it can put it in the right place. For example, it could pick up a sock and put it into the hamper because it knows that's where socks are supposed to go. Of course, it is still just a robot vacuum, so it still cleans and mops and does all the things you would expect a robot vacuum to do. But that robotic arm certainly is cool. We don't know how much this is going to cost, but I can guarantee you it's going to be expensive. When you're wandering the show floor here at CES, you're often looking for those life-changing products, the things that are going to change the world. Sometimes you do that and you forget to look for the fun stuff. And this next product is super fun. It's the Govee Gaming Pixel Light. So this is basically a light bright, but for the 21st century. It plays animations and GIFs at 30 frames per second in this cool little 8-bit style graphics. You can load it with all sorts of things that you want, and you can also customize it so that it syncs up with your wider smart home. This is a really fun device and would look great on any gamer's desk. Way back in 2022, we saw a concept device from Lenovo that was a laptop with a rollable display. Well, wouldn't you know it, here in 2025, we actually have a real version of that product that you can buy today. It's the Lenovo ThinkBook Plus Gen 6 Rollable. It starts out looking like a pretty standard 14-inch laptop, but with the hit of a button, the laptop's display extends upward to 16.7 inches, making it much bigger and a lot more screen real estate for coding and word processing or whatever you want to do. Unfortunately, to get this product, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. It starts at, wait for it, $3,500. So you better be very dedicated to having that rollable display if you want to get this. But if you've got that money lying around, the Lenovo ThinkBook Plus Gen 6 is available now. The Hisense L9Q TriChroma TV is a laser television. Now, laser is a unique division within the TV market that hasn't really gained much traction because most people are getting LCD or mini LED or OLED or whatever. But laser is coming up, and Hisense is betting big that this is going to be the brand new thing that people are going to want in the future. The TV is enormous and beautiful and super, super bright. We fell in love with the Hisense TV, and we think you'll fall in love with it too, but be prepared, it's going to be pricey. I know that robot vacuums aren't super exciting, but I promise this one is. This is the SwitchBot K20 Plus Pro. So if you'll remember the K10 Plus Pro from last year, it was this tiny little robot vacuum that could get into the places that your bigger robot vacuum couldn't. Well, SwitchBot has taken that robot vacuum and expanded on it a lot by adding in mods. So using this Fusion platform, it goes on top of the smaller vacuum and then allows it to do other functions. One thing you can do with the Fusion platform is put an air purifier on top of it. This would turn your robot vacuum into a mobile air purifier, meaning you could have one air purifier but still air purify your entire home instead of having to have one in each room. So that's a really great idea. You could also put a security camera onto it, making like a roving security sentry for your home. And SwitchBot is encouraging people to do 3D printed projects with this. So you can pretty much do anything now with this robot vacuum. Of course, it still is a robot vacuum, so it's still going to clean and do all those things. But the real fun of this product is the creativity that it allows. This next one is for all you gamers out there. It is the Samsung Odyssey G6 OLED. This is a beautiful gaming monitor, but the kicker is that it is 500 hertz. That's right, it's not 120 hertz, not even 240 hertz, it is 500 hertz, and it's the first gaming OLED monitor with that ability. This is going to be really expensive, just like all other Samsung Odyssey monitors, but if you're a gamer who values having a crispy, super fast refresh rate display, then this is going to be at the top of your list. For all you fitness people out there, we have a brand new smartwatch from Garmin, the Garmin Instinct 3. Now, it looks a lot like the other Garmin Instincts that we've seen before, but now there are 2 versions of it. You can go with the old monochrome display with solar charging, which is super cool because you really never need to charge your smartwatch, but you now have the option to get an AMOLED display instead, which is full color. So you have these choices. You get the same watch, but with different types of displays for different types of people. Of course, you're not going to get a touchscreen on either one. If you want touchscreens, you're going to have to upgrade to more expensive Garmin watches. But if you really like the Instinct line, but didn't quite like that monochrome display, guess what? The Garmin Instinct 3 gives you that option. Timekettle makes these really cool earbuds that can do instant translations in over 40 languages. When you hear the translation as you're having a conversation with a human in front of you, it sounds natural, which is really cool. So what Timekettle has done here at CES 2025 is announce Babel OS, which is going to use AI, of course, to do all sorts of new things with its products. The best part about Babel OS is that you don't need to buy a new product to get it. That's because Babel OS is coming to all Timekettle products automatically. So if you're already in the Timekettle ecosystem, stay tuned because Babel OS is coming your way. When it comes to robot vacuums, sometimes you need something super powerful to get up those really tough stains, and the Eureka J15 Max Ultra might just be that. It comes with a whopping 16,200 pascals of suction power, which is pretty high for a robot vacuum. It also comes in at under $1,000, which is really notable because a lot of the robot vacuums that we see at big shows like this end up being super expensive. So you can get an ultra powerful robot vacuum for a relatively low price. That's a wrap for CES 2025, and we were super excited to see all the cool stuff that this show had to offer. But don't worry, because we have next year to look forward to as well, when all the tech we saw this year has new iterations in the future. And just because these were the 16 best products that we saw doesn't mean that we didn't see anything else that was really good. There were a whole bunch of great products from all across multiple categories. So stay tuned because we still have a lot more coverage to show you from CES 2025. But in the meantime, I will see you in the next video.